Man, what up with y'all, man? It's the mental ninja doing my thug thizzle, nizzle. I don't give a fuck with cigarettes. I'll be smoking and I'll be playing ball too. Like, I don't give a fuck. But hey, so I was watching a little bit of Bro Sanchez, and shout out to Bro Sanchez. I was watching a little bit of his live and stuff with Alkaline, and like, man, Alkaline. I don't know what actually I do, but like that, man, it's like. And I got a lot of respect for Bro Sanchez because he got his platform. He do what he do, man. He's very he has the marketing strategy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He gives motherfuckers a chance and stuff. But the Alkaline, man, I can't say that shit hurt Bro Sanchez because that nigga strong with his shit. You feel me? But basically, I'm watching this shit and what up? I'll see you in there too, nigga. Look, I'm watching this shit and this nigga Alkaline is like, man, he just seemed like he just boxed in with the whole Christian thing, man. Like he can't even see past that shit. Like, period. This nigga stuck in that shit, right? And let me see if I could post the StreamYard thing. I forgot how to do that shit. But yeah, that nigga's like really, really, really boxed in with the fucking damn, I don't even know how to do that shit. I did it before. Hold on, give me a second. I don't know how to do that shit. What up with y'all? I'm trying to find. Hey, nigga, how I fucking post the link for the StreamYard in here? Manzai was cracking, homie. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Hold up. I don't even know how to do that shit. I did it before, but I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Boom. Copy the clipboard. Click out. 3 dots. Post comment. I ain't gonna be like on too long and shit. But anybody wants to jump on this bitch, there it is. But look, so the nigga satanic this, satanic that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he realized it. Most people don't. I got to think back because I was like really religious, like a religious Christian. Like, I was brought up that way. You know what I'm saying? So I was brought up to think and to act and talk in a certain level. You know what I'm saying? And really, I can't say that all they're bad people and shit because they're really not, man. There are a lot of most people, I would assume, really just want to do the right thing. They want to believe the right thing. They're in search for knowledge and they think they get it. You know what I'm saying? They may not look anymore. And that's like where the love of knowledge, the love of wisdom, or the search or whatever kind of will limit itself to be condensed only to what that category is, right? But like when a nigga go in automatically on Satanism, bro, like that is they don't. I don't see. When I wasn't a Christian, I didn't realize that I was speaking like these people were Christian and they knew about like the other side of Christianity, where there's nothing about really Satanism in the Bible and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? So like the whole premise of these satanic guys, these satanic agenda and this and that, it's kind of like Bro Sanchez talks about spookism. That's kind of pretty much what it is because like Satanism, where does Satanism come from? Fucking Christianity. So that's Christian. It's not like a separate thing. It's part of their own deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this nigga Alkaline is all Satan, and he's talking about when he's like they want to create the false god. They want to try to do God's power. God just made the sun and the moon, and he didn't say nothing about no planets, and he just made the sun, the moon, the trees, and some food and some leaves. And it's like nigga, like if you just look, you can run that fucking logic all the way down the road and shit. It's like, well, God didn't create roads either. God didn't create shoes. God didn't create hats. So that must be all the Satanists doing that shit, trying to imitate God. That means God got a hat. You know what I'm saying? God got shoes. And the shit don't really, it just don't make sense, but it doesn't have to because the backup that where a Christian will fall back on is all faith. They say that they don't take the word, they interpret the word like literally, but then when you call them out on it, then they want to say, well, God meant this, and this is what God wants, and this is what God was saying and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like that's not what you just said is not in the book. That's your own opinion. And it's kind of funny how Basically, motherfuckers will say anything just to justify the belief system. Really, they have no interest in Christianity, period. Period. You know what I'm saying? No, it's all good, Manzar. You know what I'm saying? They have really no interest in fucking Christianity at all. What they really have an interest in is protecting something that they think is right. So right there, you're really not gonna want to accept any other information that may seem to contradict what you feel like the information is right. So the bad thing about being a Christian, like a very indoctrinated fucking, hardcore fundamental, Christian, is you have to have the enemy. Christianity is one of the ultimate divide and conquer plans and stuff. And this is funny, right? The Christians be like, it's the NWO and the Illuminati and the Luciferian reptilian shapeshifters and shit and the UFOs and stuff. And they want to take over the world. No, nigga. Christianity wants to take over the fucking world. They don't want nobody to take over the world with them. So you guys are kind of like in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if motherfuckers say, if Christians like, these motherfuckers want to take over the world, and it's like, you maybe just don't want them to take the world from y'all because y'all want dominion and y'all want everybody fearing this invisible God that you have, and either you pray to with your eyes closed, you still can't see it. You know what I'm saying? And then like any man step up and say, I'm God, they will get crucified. Straight up. That fulfills the story and shit. And what happens to the Christian folk will end up being more like along the lines of the Jews, and they'll crucify anybody who claims the divinity right of God. And only a God can claim that right over themselves. I am that I am and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the way Christianity is designed, and a lot of these religions, even Thelema, my religion, people can look at that and take a straight Christian approach to it, and it basically unravels the whole science of it, or the whole philosophy of these ancient religions and stuff. And Christianity as a philosophy can be used as a fucking excellent philosophy. Islam too. Islam is one of the best ones because like the submission and reverence and stuff. Of course, you got Buddhism and Hinduism, and they all run good together philosophically. But when that shit stops at philosophy and causes a need for other people to bow down, to subjugate themselves based on what a mass of opinions, and all have different opinions of what they felt God is saying, then it's fucking insanity. It's complete insanity. And you have what it develops is fucking very limited minded people who are essentially blinded by their faith. They're blinded by faith, and they interpret everything the book says to be absolute truth, literal historical documentation, truth. But then it's like, if we run that all the way down the road, it's like, well, God didn't say nothing about this. He didn't say that nigga. God didn't say nothing about Steph Curry neither. So that must be a satanic agenda. And then niggas, they'll take that shit like it is because he's rich. He's got money. And it's like, bro, like, you've completely lost train because they're so worried on defending themselves, and they're not trying to defend Christianity. They're defending the premise that they're saved and other people are not. And it's Christianity, the doctrine of the kind, they need somebody to fucking always point the finger at. That is not really a cool religion. Like, you're walking on the street, you're looking, this person not saved, that person's failed, this person's not good and stuff. And who are you? How do you recognize a person is sin? How do you recognize a person as evil unless you know the fuck what evil is, unless you practice the same shit yourself? That's the real shit. And when he's talking, when Alkaline, hey, I remember that nigga talking about the bee, niggas of UFO. This nigga like, look, this nigga thought it was a bee. He was like trying to convince like 400 motherfuckers, bro, that this motherfucking was a motherfucking UFO. And I'm like, everybody like, nigga, you can see the wings. He's like, nah, it's gotta be a UFO. I called a UFO, like, bro, what the fuck? And that's you see like the mental deterioration of the use of logic when it comes to being indoctrinated into any kind of religion and stuff. And I'm not gonna say Alkaline a bad dude, because I don't think he is. I think he really likes to do research and stuff, but his research is gonna be based to reassert and reaffirm a certain premise. Jesus is the Lord. And then you hit a Christian, like we was talking about Killer King Rod. What kind of Christian name is that? Killer Killer King Rod, and the motherfuckers like, and I got respect for the bro, man. You know what I'm saying? But you can hear when that fucking that switch flip, and instead of fucking like trying to present a argument or a debate of arguing different points and stuff, argue my point, they argue their point. Try not to use as much as our best ability, not to use fallacious terminology and stuff, which is something that people really need to look up and learn. Ethical arguments, sound fucking reasoning, sound logic, cogent, sound, valid, logical, cogent, and there's another one I can't remember and stuff, and valid reasoning and stuff. Otherwise, you'll be supporting your evidence, your argument with a bunch of red herrings and faulty equivocations and fucking general, well, the fucking fallacies, like 23 of them and shit, right? But what happens is, like, if you can't have an argument with somebody has a point and you have a counterpoint, if it can't be open to positive and open retort, then your point is never going to be valid. It only ends up this person starts talking louder and louder to drown out the sound of other voices, because he or she at that point has lost any interest in like getting to some, like, let's talk about this. What they've done is they've drifted into the realm of ignorant mindset of being blind. And only one thing, what they're doing is they're whistling in the dark to protect them of their own fear that there's a fucking another opinion, another option they do not want to acknowledge as even real. So they'll talk louder, to talk over, and drift off into fucking fantasy conversation and shit, just to get the conversation so far off so they can say, you know what, the Bible is true. Bam, 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 wah, wah, wah. And they really don't get nowhere. And it's sad because, like, some of these people do get positions of power. So I'm not talking about kings and queens and shit, because that shit will happen too. I'm not talking about military generals, but positions of power like fucking social care workers and shit, and fucking policemen and fucking firefighter. I didn't put this nigga's house out. I seen that nigga yesterday. He had a fucking satanic robe on. Like, nigga, it was a dashiki, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But if it don't fit into your little category and shit, you quick to demonize and shit. And it has to be Satan, like, in an all-loving God, with an all-loving religion, who sent his only begotten son to die for all men's sin, and no man will be left. Why does he need you to point out all the people? Because he already knows, because he's gonna save them all any fucking way. And they like just missed that whole part. You know what I'm saying? They think it's a crusade against evil, and God is like fucking gave them a little Weebelo badge and shit. You know what I'm saying? And taught them how to whittle sticks and create fires and shit so they can burn niggas at the stake. Because what happens with this level of insanity in their thought process, this is what it leads to. It leads people to fucking making other people slaves based on some fucking foreign crazy idea. It leads people to witch hunts, inquisitions, actually creating this thing called the brazen bull, and putting people who are infidels in it and cooking them, like on that fucking movie, what's that shit with the nigga had the arrow and shit, Immortal. They had the brazen bull there, and he was cooking the homegirls and shit, and they was cute too, but he was cooking them bitches, and that shit was fucked up. You don't cook cute bitches in the fucking brazen bull. You know what I'm saying? It leads to hanging motherfuckers. It leads to fucking genocide. It leads to it just leads to, just generational servitude and shit. You know what I'm saying? And blowing yourself up to kill other people, bro. That's where when you get extremists, is because they've been indoctrinated so well, so hard into a certain belief. They're operating based off of fear of not following or adhering to the belief itself. And it's a very scary, and it develops very fucking terrible people and shit, which really, I would say, as a Christian and shit, I'm not a Christian, but in a Christian sense, yeah, God forgive those motherfuckers, man, because for they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, morals is fucking sick as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? The whole story about that shit. Even Clash of the Titans, like, and that's like the one story that we always see, the hero's journey. The hero got to go against every fucking body, and everybody doubts him. And is he going to make it? And to be continued. It's always a cliffhanger. And that essentially is kind of the life of the individual who is really seeking for truth, because there's not too many people seeking for truth. If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, only a few characters on that shit. You know what I'm saying? We get to panels. There's only a few characters. We some characters for real and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we have this new mask, we have this new mindset and shit. You know what I'm saying? We can go to this panel, that panel. We can go here, and interact with the communities and the people and shit, and still be able to keep our own thoughts, and still be able to learn and grow and build and shit without being indoctrinated to, like. And you see it with the flat Earth. I see. Look, and this is how sick it gets. If you study the way religion works on people, on the psyche and the personality and the behaviors and their morals and their ethics, and you see what certain people who believe a certain thing to a certain degree, what they behave as and what they'll do to other people who have contrary beliefs, you can actually document that information. And all you got to do is switch the belief up and make them believe in something else the same way that they'll believe. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Hold up. How I do that? Boom. I just seen a nigga pop up in here. Boom. Is that my nigga? That's my nigga, my nigga. What up?
What's happening, bro?
Chilling, nigga.
I said I seen the window, dog. Seen the window, so I jumped on through.
For sure, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? I'm fucking them up, dog.
Was you watching that stream earlier?
I didn't. I missed it.
Man, like Alkaline, bro. I like, and you know, I feel
Who's
like, honestly, bro, I felt bad for
that was
niggas.
on Sanchez
Yeah, the
or
chat was
something?
like killing his ass, dog.
Oh, it seemed like you breaking up on your end.
That shit was crazy. But look, so like, you
It
can,
might be my shit. I don't know.
what was that?
Is that me or you? Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you kind of fading in and out and shit. I'm on my phone.
It looked like you froze up.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Let me see my Wi-Fi on. Yeah,
Can
it's
you hear
on.
me, Nancy?
Yeah, hold on. Let me try some.
You there, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now go ahead. Can you hear me? Hold up. What the fuck?
Can
Damn,
you
you ain't.
hear me, boy?
Yeah, yeah. I had to click my Wi-Fi
All
on.
right. Hey, that's deep, man. What you saying, boy? You fucking them up, man.
Hey, but look, so look, you
You know
can
what I
like,
mean?
go ahead, run it.
I was just gonna add on where say this religion, man. It's where it makes you rely on. You know what I mean? Like that's what I be saying about the word religion. Is rely on, and it makes you literally a grown baby. You know, like you end up in the same state you were when you were say little tender muscle body. You know what I mean? You couldn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do nothing about your situation. It's like it keeps you from growing up, man. That very thing called religion, or that energy that's crybaby. You know what I mean?
yeah. It like it stagnates growth and it calcifies the mind. Fuck the pineal gland. It just calcifies the eyelids, the eyes, and shit. And
All that.
and you can't see nothing because everything you see is gonna be based on this idea of the religion. And don't get me wrong, religion isn't a bad thing. It's just used
Not at
in the
all.
worst ways. Cause you
Yep,
know,
not at all.
religion comes from the etymology of religare, which means to bind or to tie back. Now that can be used in a positive way and it can be used in a negative way. Unfortunately, these niggas being bound and gagged as far as any kind of critical thought process is concerned.
Facts. That's the apple in the mouth of the pig, bound and gagged. Real talk, man.
Yeah, so like,
It's
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's kind of where say in the state of mind where you fed the shit like they turn your parents into the very preacher. You know what I mean? They turn your
Yep.
parents into that preacher, and that's like a gate guard. You know what I mean? And at that point, you have no choice but to listen. Like I said, you tender muscle baby. You know what I mean? You growing up literal small little G. You know what I mean? So you can't really do nothing about that. Even if you are a baby with common sense and know it all, you feel me? Intelligent child. You know.
Bro, like look, and it's like honestly, I was saying like so you can study like the religious history and stuff and how people behave when they engage in a certain mentality with religion with a certain level of belief, and you can
Uh-huh.
just switch the religion out and put anything in it. You could put politics and you could put football teams, basketball teams, you could put TV
Anything.
shows,
Yep.
and you should be able to achieve the same results and shit. And once you got that down as a science, now you got your playbook. Like, oh, you know what? They like when they did Steph Curry, let's put the box one or the box four on his ass. The box one on his ass, and they pretty much eliminate that nigga from the game, and then fuck everybody start getting hurt and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they can
Right.
do is because the idea like the religion, like our parents are
You
taught.
breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me?
You
Can you
breaking
hear me
up
now?
again, mentally.
I don't know what the
Is it
fuck.
me?
I don't know. I got all bars and shit.
Damn.
You there? Now you sounding choppy and shit now. Let me try something. I don't know how to do this shit like that. I'm just gonna run it, and I'm gonna jump off in a few minutes and shit. But like, yeah, so like the parents they're taught school education. They're taught to follow rules in society in the jobs. And most of our parents and stuff came from like real like warehouse type style work. You feel me? Hold on. You there? You can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't know how to. I'll be
It,
only fuck this a little bit and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, so
nah.
look.
Oh yeah,
Now,
I'm here.
all right, so our parents are taught in, like if you go back like the past two generations, a lot of warehouse workers, a lot of fucking like labor workers and stuff. They go to school
Right.
for a certain time. College might be an option, but not really and stuff. It's about financial gain and financial stability and stuff to support yourself, right? Support your
Right.
household, and
Hustle
then
bustle.
you got the religion to give you like a little fucking like a little it's like motivation and stuff that you're doing the right thing and you're gonna be blessed by all this fucking slaving that you're doing and shit. So it's the pipe dream and stuff. And then when the
And
children are
family
born,
missing. And missing your family.
yeah, yeah. And so when the children are born in like the 80s and the 70s and stuff, now they're getting hit. They got to go to school. So they getting taught in school for 8 hours away from the parents and shit. And whatever kind of indoctrination the parents don't even know because they haven't been in school in 10, 15, 20 years and shit. And then when they come home, they got the parents just getting home off of work. So they get home like 3 or 4 o'clock. Parents get home at 5 or 6 o'clock and they got like 2 hours with their children, feed them, make sure they do their homework, and the kids are back in school at homework, and they put them to bed. And the free time they get, they got church on Saturday and Sunday, Wednesday and Thursday and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they got the indoctrination set up to produce sheep, fucking automated, repetitive parenting people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, you can't go against the school, you can't go against the parents, you can't go against the indoctrination in the church. So the idea of a free thinker is really heavily we're persuaded against free thinking by the way our society's set up.
Weakness
You know
in
what I'm
the
saying?
bandwidth. Like every 4 or 5 minutes, it throw us out and make us come back on.
That shit still fucking up.
That's that bullshit.
Nigga, I'm gonna give me a laptop
Ooh.
next Friday. Fuck this phone shit. Hey, but look, anyway, oh shit, nigga gone. Anyway, they gonna probably pop back in. See, I'm a newbie at the StreamYard show. I did it a couple times and shit.
That's crazy.
I hear you.
It's like every 4 minutes, it's the bandwidth probably some kind of, glitch in the signal
Oh
or
look,
something like that.
I could be like Alkaline, like them niggas got my shit bugged, nigga. It's the Christian agenda, nigga.
Hey man, I think it's glitching on you. See
Yeah,
if it'll or let up if you turn your camera off, cause that's
let
how
me try
mine
that.
be doing. This this shit can't keep up with us. It kind of be like
Doing
if
too
you
many things at once.
right, and if you slow your words down, it'll kind. I be trying to you know quiet down and slow down myself.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, let's go. Shit, that might help it out.
Yeah, but I was like over the past couple of days when we did the last couple of streams, the pounds I've been on, when there's been like a Christian like, and like again, there's nothing wrong with Christianity. It's just the mindsets that shit produces, and that has nothing to do with Christianity. That's anything that produce motherfuckers that is like indoctrinated so hard into it. that they can't see nothing else out of it. And I see that shit happen in Thelema. I see that shit happen in Flat Earth community, in fucking with Masons and shit. It doesn't matter what system it is. The same people can be produced to act and respond the same way in certain under certain conditions. And that is like, I love how Aleister Crowley, he said, he got this one quote. He said, people think that talking is a sign of intelligence. He said, when really it's a mechanical dodge by the brain, because to relieve the mind of thinking. That shit fire, nigga.
And look, the land gauge, that's like, hey, you remember that big ass bullet on Mario Brothers? It was like that big black slug. That motherfucker was so that big. It was damn near on the ground. You know, I couldn't see nothing. It came in all sizes. That big ass black, looked like a skillet bullet.
Billy, it's called Billy Bullet. Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker was big, but the land gauge, and that is something like every word you speak, you shooting. You know what I mean? Some people packing blanks. Some people got some shit that'll knock your facial hair off.
You know, we talking too about the spells and shit. Like in my job, when I work on the strip and shit, it's like when I meet a couple, right? I'll talk in a certain way, and I'll see how they react, and that'll make me change the style of words I'm using. You know what I'm saying? So like a certain way you talk, the certain vocabulary you use, and your pitches and tone, that shit do have effect on people's psyche and shit. So I can agree with the ideas of words being complete magic. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, like a science or a technology.
Yeah. Hey, would you agree that the whole world is manipulation?
Yeah.
Like the whole universe, everything is like, you lack of better words, that'll be the word I'm gonna use. Manipulation for us, it could be for the negative or the positive. You know what I mean? Where
It's like when a nigga say
a table in front of you, you got it. You know, with your intel on it, everybody got that.
Hey, you know how when motherfuckers say nigga, right? There's like 1,000 different ways to say that shit, and each one means something different. One word.
Yeah. Ain't that something that's so close to trigger? It's a trigger word. You know what I mean? If it could literally move you, you know what I mean? If you ain't got it off, if you know, on the edge, it'll push you. That little trigger word, that nigga word, it'll get you in beta mode. Tough.
Yeah, that's all how that shit used.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Used or not, like just the energy of that motherfucker. You can see it on the motherfucker's face.
Bro, it's just like how in the Bible when it talk about when God said let there be light, and boom, that's what it was. Just like what he said, like he already had an idea of what he wanted it to be and shit, but maybe just the first thought of something was the light. However you want to work it, you know what I'm saying? Something happened and shit. There was a cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? And that shit crazy, because you could flip it around and said, light thought, let there be darkness. And God said at the same time, well, let there be light. It could have happened simultaneously and shit. And if that's the magic of how words work and shit, you can go into front of a cop and be like, what's up, punk? And let there be light, nigga.
Hey, that's crazy, because to say the darkness is light. You can't deny it, you know what I mean? Say the dark matter, where like say the light is in you, you would kind of see it glisten on you. If you're in the sun, you would see the shine. You feel me? Like say that, you know how the ocean surface got that glitter, look, you got those shining peaks too. You know what I mean?
Yo, even the shadow, bro, the shadow is like dark light. I mean, you can see the shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you don't see nothing. You see the shadow and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like the idea like of light and dark is basically perspective, because both have to be seen.
Thanks. Phil, look, would you agree that we living a whole life here, we getting air fried? Like that chicken, you know, everybody got an air fryer nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your whole life.
Bro, that shit like sometimes I think about like I was talking because I went and met with my one of my brothers in the order and shit that he's a Prince Hall Mason. We got initiated to OTO together and shit. We went and had lunch and shit. I ain't seen him like damn since the beginning of the
That's it.
pandemic. And we was talking about because he's doing like a whole bunch of other like we like secret society junkies, nigga. Straight up, nigga. This nigga,
Hey, ain't shit else in the world.
hey, this nigga is doing
Get some
Golden
common
Dawn.
sense.
He's doing the Bota. He's doing the Rosicrucian thing because I started the Rosicrucian thing, and I found this nigga 15 months into it, nigga. This nigga doing. He's still waiting to do his do his 32nd degree Freemason and shit. And we was, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, because I can't do most stuff because of my felony, so I can only do what I can do. You feel me? And the Amark, the ancient mystical order of the Rosy Cross, anybody like you can do that shit. Anybody can just go on there, pay a little $15, start the little shit. You know what I'm saying? After you get to a certain level, if you want to travel like California, where one of the Grand Lodges is, you can actually do an initiation and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like we talking about like what we learned in this shit. You know what I'm saying? About like divulging like fucking
Oh
each other
shit.
high. And we's like, yeah, it's like a matrix and shit. And we the control. It's like a big ass
Uh,
drama. The whole universe, everything. It's a play, and we playing our main character, the main character.
it is.
That shit's still glitching.
Right. It's a whole hey, you got your and you know you feel it's ain't close to also it ain't too much. Like that's gotta learn to digest. Own it. You feel me? If you know how to dish it out, you feel me?
Fuck yeah,
You know how motherfucker flinch at you.
yeah.
Motherfucker flinch at you when you were kind of you gotta rethink it. You know you have to adjust to it. It'll kind of startle you if you shook already. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta harness that fear and don't let it be nothing that it once had everybody stuck at a point. I know if I didn't get over that little point, I would have been fucked up because that's the that's the kind of stuff that kept me from trying to research or made the cognitive dissonance kind of potent. The fear thing, when you first waking up, you probably went through it day
Oh
to
yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying?
It's like from me, it was like, and that's like the one of the main things about the flat Earth because I was like a fucking big chunk. That was the nigga pulled the whole the fucking earth from under my feet, bro. And once I
Oh,
was really like able to have an open mind, I'm like, damn, that's right, fucking water. I never thought about that shit. Water don't never be a hill; it just be fucking flat all the way across. It's gonna find and maintain its level. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that that was one of the biggest things that blew my mind was the idea that water ain't no fucking big ass hill in the ocean and shit. You know what I'm saying? And planes flying upside down because we always think about that shit as kids. And once I was able to let that one sink in, my mind completely opened up and I started questioning every fucking thing. Even the idea of evil, even the idea of Satan
man.
and the Baphomet, all that shit. I started like, man, I wonder if there's anything I missed about that too. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like everything's like an open book.
Yes, I'm telling you, boy. I did a lot of searching within myself and all of that. Like, say the bottom of your feet, they flat, bro. You can't deny it. You know what I mean? You can say you got the round toes. You know, you got the fingertips. They kind of ball at the end. You got the dome on your neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just talking about the round aspect of this place, but where you look at your whole body is it's a bag, it's a bubble. You know what I mean? Just like these avatars.
It's an enclosed system, just like the Earth, but whatever you want to call it. It's an enclosed system. And I read this book called Simulacra
That's
and
what it is.
Simulation. It's from, if you ever seen the Matrix, man, when Neo get the knock at the door, he go to that book and pull out the little computer programs and shit. Show the name of the book called Simulacra and Simulation. Is basically the dude, this French dude who wrote this shit in '81. He's basically saying that everything in existence is a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. The farther you go down of the operation, the way the mechanics of whatever it is, you're gonna find another simulation inside it. That's the mechanical operation of the outer simulation and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was basically saying like, you have the global system, but you have the body system. Within the body system, you have the nervous system and the blood system and the vital organ system and the cell structure and and the farther you go in, you're gonna find more and more systems and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine, you know, the full detail of the inside of me. You know what I mean? Say the books couldn't give it to you, all of the stuff that, that they hand you as far as learning material about your body. Yeah, I know it's some micro and macro detail and
And that's one of the fucked up things
some
too. How they
significant,
get us with the educational system. Oh
you
my bad.
know, take a, you good,
Hey,
go ahead.
look, so okay, so one of the other ways they get us the educational system is the idea of the authority. So like, yeah, like I couldn't really imagine like what the inside of my body would look like and how to understand it is working with the outside world. And they got the whole educational biology and zoology and fucking humanities and health classes that teach us what they want us to know. But then it's like I realized like we're talking about the Kabbalion and as above, so below, as this, so without. I'm like, damn, well, like, how the fuck did the universe know that I was gonna need to eat food and it gave me a stomach and also gave me food? Like, there's a fucking like, there's an agreement right there. Like, all right, this nigga's gonna need to eat food, so let's make sure there's food there. And he's gonna need to be able to process the foods, make sure he has a stomach, and he's also gonna be able to make sure that he eat the right shit. Let's give him a tongue to taste the shit and a system to tell him, no, you can't eat that, you can eat this. And it's like the universe it's not
Hmm.
hidden from itself. It knows the fuck's going on, and it can figure itself out.
Yeah, yeah, that's deep. Like where you look at it all, man. It's say the everything that's breathing and moving. Like say the exhale out your nose. Like just imagine a million faces exhaling out the nose. You know what I mean? Right now, say all environments. You know what I mean? It's an exhaust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's an exhausting. Say this energy. You looking into the face of it, like if I was to turn my screen on and you see me. You know what I mean? Or you do the same thing. It's just the very face of everything. It could be the tiniest bug. It's showing you itself. We all come from say something. Say that Star Wars type of background where you just see galaxies and all that stuff. We do come from that. You know what I mean? Say untouchable forces. You are one of those. Where they got the bosses in the say in film and all of that. Like just the comic books and all of that. It's all kind of different characters. The energy. Like they talking about us, man. Just look at the amount of or the mass of people and other living organisms. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's practically countless. You know, and this energy that we putting up all these suits on the bones, laying them down, picking them back up, manifest. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? At the same time, we have we were taught to think that our existence begins at birth, but like there was already shit going on before birth, and it's still connected, still going on even after
Exactly.
birth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm conscious of the wind, does that mean that wind might be
Exactly.
conscious of me too? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Every you can't even like some of the like say all of the air or whatever this is, the ether that we looking through. You know, it's right on our eyeballs. It's clear. We looking through it. You know what I mean? Like you can't see the face on it. It's like you're throwing your hand through it. We walk through it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they show that green rain on the Matrix
Yeah.
and the megapixels behind all of that. Like, yeah,
But look,
that
even in the Matrix too, right? The computer programs, they're programs. The green shit, that's the program, and they got fucking little avatars and shit too, and they all like exhibit a level of consciousness of interaction. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
like when we talk about magic and shit, let's just say for instance, somebody's like on a Neo Luke Skywalker type Dragon Ball Z Goku shit, and that person realized like, damn, I'm connected to that shit. I'm conscious of it, and it's conscious of me. So let me extend my conscious to it, and I can communicate and operate and manipulate shit. That shit could be a possibility. I mean, who knows?
Hey, hey, you want to prove? You want to Let's prove it right now. Okay, let's take Wall Street. It's a camera. It's a camera on say any strip in Wall Street in New York right now, right?
Yeah,
And there's people walking across and around that corner. You know what I mean? Say that camera you seeing that in your head, right?
yeah,
So yeah, you seeing it. You are that camera in that corner all the way up in New York, where you know the cameras is up everywhere, right? It ain't hard for you to put yourself right there on the corner in New York or any other state. You know what I mean? You like say now put that camera, say it was a literal eagle or a hawk or an owl or any type of bird. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And you can place yourself on the branch in the Amazons right now.
Hey, you know
Just
what's
think
funny?
about it.
It's like you thinking about a song. Like I've had a bunch of times happen where I'll never forget the one time it happened. I was living in Florida, right? And I was singing this Limp Bizkit song in my head, right? And as soon as
Mm,
I walk out the house and walk down the street, a car drive past playing the song exactly where I stopped singing it at. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, I gotta go listen to
mm,
that song now and shit. And then like deja vu, right? Like,
mm,
you thinking about somebody you seen and then you seen the next day. And you ain't seen motherfucker like 15 years. Or you thinking about somebody and they call you and shit. Or like even when like
mm-hmm.
I don't know if how it works,
All
but
the
like
time.
a lot of times I feel like when my alarm goes off, that I wake up like 3 seconds before the alarm goes off. You like we connected and shit. Like the alarm, like real some weird shit. Like I'll wake up like a
Okay,
whole minute,
okay,
before the alarm goes
okay.
off. And then like
Ooh,
another thing too was like the idea of deja vu. So I had deja vu twice this week, right?
I had it today,
Once
bro.
yesterday and one day before the day before that, right? And then after I'm eating lunch with my brother and shit, right? From the order and shit. We walk outside, I'm smoking a cigarette, we talking. He's like, oh shit. He's like, I just had deja vu. And I was like, nigga, I just had deja vu yesterday and the day before that and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what if that fucking whole awareness just hits you at once and you connect to everything and you know what's gonna happen next because you are the everything that you're aware of.
Mm, yeah, that's ill, man. The whole thing, I feel that because I had it today. The deja vu, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And every day it's slightly the same. You know what I mean? Whether you did something that changed your life or not, the day is always the day it's always been. You know what I'm saying? It
Hey,
ain't too much in the day you can change.
hey,
You know
that's
what I'm
funny.
saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
And that's funny because you say that because like just imagine if the sun and moon stopped doing their thing, bro. It'd be just infinite. It'd just be like
Oh,
we think it's not infinite because it's sun and moon and because it's sleep. Otherwise, that shit just infinite, nigga. It don't begin, it don't end. It just boom right there, all day, always.
huh. Stationary suns. I think shit'll burn. They gotta stay moving. If they don't stay moving, shit gon'
I think it stop. Everything will stop. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Everything I stay. Motion requires change.
yeah, yeah. Think about it. Look, where I don't know if you heard me explain it like this, but where you get the flat Earth, say that exact part is your mouth. Say your mouth is a zipper left and right. Like where you look at your mouth, that's literally symbolic. Just imagine if you could see the horizontal horizon talk as you talked. Yeah, you will feel what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, you know what? So we talk about this. Like, look, so I'll be watching. I like Star Trek, right? And they have the new Star Trek Discovery and shit. And they changed the whole little thing. It's like all like they got everybody. Like I swear, to everybody on the show is gay. Everybody is. It's crazy, but hey, I get it. You
They
know, it's
super happy.
yeah. Everybody, no, they realize they got the
They,
first time a dude ever
yeah,
kissed
they
another dude, huh?
too damn happy. Yeah, yeah, they too fucking. Go ahead. Yeah,
Nah,
they too,
these niggas is really
too
like homosexuals.
gay.
Like there's a lot of
Yeah,
homosexual
gay.
themes
That,
in Star Trek
yeah,
Discovery. And the only
yeah,
people that have, huh? Can you hear me?
yeah. I hear you, fam.
Oh yeah, so the only
Yeah, go
two
ahead.
people that had like any kind of like sexual relations was the main character and the Vulcan dude that's supposed to be Spock, right? Everybody else, like the captain of the ship, this nigga like a big ass penis, nigga. I swear to God, this nigga face, this nigga nose. I was like, y'all niggas think y'all slick, right? But they had this one
Mm,
episode on the new season 3, right? On episode 4, like 4 minutes into the episode, right? Them niggas they went to the future and shit. They stuck in the future and shit like 1,000 years, and they trying to find the Federation because it broke up. They trying to find Starfleet and shit. They find them, right, and these niggas they in the middle of space, and these niggas got this like protective bubble that the Starfleet's in to hide them from all the bad guys and shit, right? And when they go into that shit, I swear to God, bro, it's a fucking Taurus field. It's the Bro Sanchez Taurus field, right? And you look, they got all these little flat earth fucking discs, nigga, with deserts and motherfucking rainforests and little whole. I was about to film that, like record that shit and upload it and copy link and post and send it to Bro Sanchez, but they got the fucking Taurus field, nigga, with the metal tree in the middle, with all these these big ass disc fucking habitats floating around inside of it with all the shit flying around. That shit was crazy as fuck, bro.
uh, well, you like the wings or whatnot that bro got on his intro
What was that?
or something? You were saying it was a Taurus field like them wings.
No, it was like you know how Bro Sands be showing the picture of the Taurus field, like that apple looking thing with the blue and the red.
Oh, okay, yep, yep,
That's what they
yep.
had. It was like their protective bubbles, big ass Taurus field and shit. You could see it was a fucking Bro Sanchez Taurus field. And then as they fly and get closer, you see the fucking big ass disc, nigga. It's a fucking flat Earth, nigga, with a little hole in the middle and shit. You see like it's a rainforest. They built a rainforest, and on the other side's a desert, and on the other side's like a mountains and shit. These fucking
Man,
floating discs within the Taurus field and shit. And in the middle of the Taurus field, like this metal looking like seed looking thing that was generating this shit.
mm,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
tomorrow I'm gonna fucking film
Yeah,
that
I'm
little
gonna
clip
watch it
and
at
upload
extra
it.
shit. I ain't watched TV in a, you know what I mean? Like take commercialized TV, hell nah. I know it's full of bullshit. Once again,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'll be watching shit, bro, because like
Always got
honestly,
people.
they be having so many fucking secret little gems right there. So like I watched a bunch of little series over the past like month. I watched Raised by Wolves on fucking HBO Max. I watched Carnival on HBO Max. I watched fucking Watchmen on HBO Max, and Third Day on HBO Max, and they all had this one common theme. There was always a fucking secret society in that shit. One of them had the square and compass. The other ones to tell how what was that?
Watchmen, the one with the
The
movie
Watchmen. Yeah,
movie,
they got a
or
series.
okay, the series.
That
Okay.
shit dope. And then Lovecraft Country. They even on the first episode they like, oh yeah, we the ancient order of the new dawn. They're supposed to be Golden Dawn, right? They doing Golden Dawn ceremonial magic, and the black dude he finds out that his dad was a prince hall Freemason. They say that shit in a 5 minute span of the TV show. It's about secret societies and like basically white people trying to keep the black people from knowing that they're like these heirs, like this fucking magical understanding and shit. You know what I'm saying? But every series I've watched the past fucking month and a half, there was a secret society. In Carnival, it was fucking the Templars. In fucking the Watchmen, it was a fucking another secret. I forgot a Masonic style secret society and shit. You know what I'm saying? And fucking Raised by Wolves. In another planet, they have the square and compass on the fucking little fucking priest hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they letting you know and shit all the time. That's why I watch that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, and you right, cause the shit it goes so deep where the movie ain't playing. It ain't playing like, you know what I mean? Not with that popcorn shit. Like you can't hear with popcorn in your skull.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and that's the smart way
The
to do it
movie
though.
boy, it go all the way back. Yeah, give them something, throw them off
Yeah,
too.
you show it on TV, so when motherfucker
Cause
come up, when motherfucker come up in the secret, they be like, nigga, that's from TV. They think the news is real. They think Hollywood fake. When Hollywood fucking real, the news is fake, nigga.
right. Look, the motherfuckers they got it where say 1984, bro. What you know about 1984? You there, Mitchell?
Yeah, was it, so you said that a movie?
Um, it's the year. It's the year. It's a year in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's time to say, this propaganda. You don't know nothing about 1984 up to now. Like this where I've been saying it, but I don't think the people been hearing me, man. Woo! It gets deep. You know what I'm saying? I can break it down, bro, real quick,
For sure.
and bring it to a head for us. You know what I'm saying? The 1984 thing is like, if you counted those years from 1984 up to this one, this would be like year 36. Ain't that some shit?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You talking about George Orwell, 1984 and shit, and then yeah, three
Like
six
from
and shit.
1920. Yeah. So check this. Is I know it's a looping of all of the movies. What we say, you know what I'm saying? I don't really watch commercialized TV no more, so but I do watch the movies, like say what you just named. I've seen The Watchmen, and I mean I watch movies, but I don't watch TV like I used to when I was blind, you know. If I
Yeah.
don't turn it on, it ain't entertainment for me no more. So we deal with the movies and shit, bro. You got say a 360 where you so-called you turn around, right? 360, 1984, 360, 36 years. You know what I'm saying? About this time. So that's a loop, and this is where I come to the movie The Ring. You remember The Ring?
Yeah, with that ghost bitch.
Yeah. She came through the TV. It was like every time she did, it was water and shit. But the motherfuckers they had 7 days to watch this movie
Oh shit.
after they seen it, right? So Pete, now, what was we talking about before we even came into this zone of the conversation? It's talking about watching movies and shit, right? So where I know I seen some shit and it was where I think I said it the other day. I was like, man, I had turned off the TV and I was like, well, I hope that shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Where the movies is telling you something. You know what I'm saying? And you know where I'm turning it off. I didn't seen it, so that's equivalent to the children who seen the movie in The Ring, right? Uh, they don't know. Like I wasn't watching the shit. Motherfuckers brought the bullshit to me. All in Cooper on this movie. You hear me?
Yeah.
Can't we all say that? Now look at this. I was a little dude, and my big cousin. I went over her house. Mm-hmm. Her baby daddy, rest in peace, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I went over their house. They had there was one in the family. They had them a water bed, shit, nice backyard, VCR, TV. You know what I'm saying? Radio system upstairs, downstairs. You feel me? Got the dog. My cousin had the shit, you feel me? But she fired up them VCR movies, bro, at night. Scared the shit out of us, you feel me? You remember that kind of shit?
Yeah.
Because, hey, she played a movie called Demons, man. It was a motherfucker named Rosemary in it. You know what I'm saying? You can cut in too if I'm getting too long winded. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you good.
Um, the movie's 1984 though. Demons, right? That's what it was called. That's what it's called. You can Google, you will see what I'm talking about. This movie scared the shit out of me, man. You hear me? But the motherfuckers they ended up at a movie theater on the movie Demons. They ended up at a movie theater. As the movie was coming on, it was a motherfucker walking around in a half mask and a trench coat, right? He just handing out the movies, man. He handing out the tickets. You know what I'm saying? He handing out the tickets, man, to the people. Ain't nobody asking this motherfucker for this shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this is like us getting the fucking movies. You know what I mean? We ain't do that shit. It's full of,
That's funny.
Go ahead.
That's funny because like like the way I look at it now is they can this how I look at like the CIA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like they can release fucking the truth in shit. And if they do it through a movie, that's like the safest way to do it. So if anybody ever comes up or figures it out, they got that control opposition. They got to make sure that anybody's gonna come up with the truth, they got to get it from the from the sources that we get the false narrative from too. So when motherfuckers like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I seen this, I seen that. They're like, man, that's a movie. That's not real. That's a movie and shit. So people just automatically brush it off, and that's how that religious style indoctrination comes in too. Like, the Christian be like, oh, what you talking about? That's Satanism. That's witchcraft. That's this and that. You know what I'm saying? Automatically they just brush
Mm.
it off. And they won't even investigate that shit, bro. Like
Mm.
it's kind of like kids ain't gonna look for Easter eggs except for one day, Easter.
Right.
And Easter eggs is all year, every day. You feel me?
Yeah. Easter eggs in the games like a motherfucker. As soon as you said that, that's what I think about nowadays.
And even
Yeah, go ahead, you got it.
there's a movie called Ready Player One. That shit dope as a motherfucker, bro. But like
Yeah.
that shit fire, nigga. That's my favorite movies because they got everything from the 90s and 80s and shit, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like the first ever video game, they had the guy who put the Easter egg in it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was at the title screen and shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the movie, you can see like the Masonic, the initiated type secret society esoteric knowledge about the key, getting this key, getting that key to get the third key. And then like once you get them all, something happens, like the Great War and shit. You know what I'm saying? Is that it's the one kid, he's in the fucking virtual reality game though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, what if like I keep going back to that, like, what if I'm in my own virtual reality game where the stakes seem real and shit, just so I can have this great opportunity to experience something and shit, you know? Because that would make sense for God to be so God and shit, to make infinite number of different experiences. He experiences them all at one time and don't let himself know about it. You feel me?
Right. Right. It's kind of just like that. If you ask me, I'm just thinking about, you know, what I know I'm worth, man. Be all out there, like, you know, we break the construct.
Hey, bro. Hey, I gotta jump off, man. My girl
Just break
calling me.
loose.
Hey, you hear me?
Okay. Okay,
Hey,
get
man.
with you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, for sure. Thanks for jumping in with me.
No doubt, man.
All right, peace
Next
out.
time. Okay, in a minute.